going on, YouTube? It's about that time again. Now we tune in to Reality Talk News. Now we're going to talk about the update with Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, which is the 17-year-old had got fatally stabbed to death at the racetrack, not the racetrack, the running track by this tent. Now, the murder trial of 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony began with the jury selection on June 1st in Collin County. Now, Anthony was accused of fatally stabbing Austin Metcalf, which is he's 17, and when during the Frisco Independent School District track meet on April 2nd, 2025. Now, the investigators also said the two teams was attended two different schools and did not know each other, which is they got into an altercation at the Karmelo Stadium before Anthony allegedly stabbed Metcalf and he died at the hospital. So Anthony was arrested and charged with this murder. Now, I'm going to put it this way. I don't know that people talking and people saying different sentences and everything, but if this boy remember, he got bailed out with the $400,000 from the GoFundMe money, and if he pleaded guilty, he's talking about 99 years. Now, let me tell you another thing. There was nothing but white folks and a couple of immigrant Asian women was in that courtroom, and didn't want no black, ain't no blacks wasn't allowed in this courtroom. So now the Black Panthers and the black residents wants to file tampering charges onto the jury. So after returning from the extended lunch break, the defendant team announced it was resting this case and the court was dismissed for the day. Now, the jury had returned on Tuesday, at which time will be secrets sequestered. It was going, I am not going to rush you, so we just play by the ear tomorrow, the judge said to the jury. Now, again, Judge Roach instruct the jury to go home and not to discuss about this case and not to get on social media discussing that case. So they don't want nobody getting on there and talking about the case, because they'll try to take it and turn around and try to make it seem that you're lying. Hit the like button. And so don't get on social media. They don't know what the heck they're talking about, said Roach, because the court will resume at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Now, Judge Roach told the jury, do not go on social media. Do not say anything about this case. But you got to understand that you got other people going to talk about this case still. Now, when the trial went back underway at 2:19 p.m., 3 hours after being excused for a lunch break, which is supposed to end at 12:30, the trial lunch break was intentionally set and end at 12:30. So the lunch break supposed to start at 12. But the court has not returned the session as it's 2 o'clock. So now it remained unclear had lead to the delay. Why the hell y'all took 2 hours lunch break? That's what I want to know. Why do y'all take 2 hours for the lunch break? If a lunch break, if you do, because every recess is 15 minutes or 30 minutes, however the judge provide for the recess. Now, if the trial goes back to 2 o'clock, what y'all did, what y'all was talking about between 12:30 and 2 p.m. What y'all was talking about? Why? Let me tell you something. It's a whole lot of sneaky, conniving stuff going on in this case. Now, the attorney judge holds sidebar before lunch break. So now the attorneys start talking to the judge. So you need to tell me y'all was talking to the judge for an hour and 30 minutes to figure out what this gonna put the puzzle together, who is the side that he's gonna be guilty or not, or what all happened. Now, after the previous witnesses, the lawyers and the judge held a sidebar discussion out of earshot from the jury and public in the courtroom at about 11:15 a.m. The judge called for a lunch break and the trial resumes at 12:30. Now, what they was talking about, the attorney and the judge, what they was talking about for those last 30 minutes. That's not last 30 minutes, the last hour and 15 minutes. What they was talking about, what they was discussing, was the sidebar based on. That you gonna try to convince him to give him all that time because he killed Austin Metcalf, or what this case is about, that he had tried to pull some of evidence about, because those people been in that damn courtroom, they didn't want no blacks in the damn courtroom. So there is something. It's hard to me explain to y'all for this case here, because people is doing sneaky, conniving things in the court. Hit the like button. That's why they want no blacks. Do you know that Karmelo Anthony's parents cannot show up at his court day? Do you know that his family cannot show up there? He was the only black person was in that courtroom, and the rest of the people in there was white. It's some snake stuff going on. It's some really, really snaky stuff going on with this case. Now, the Frisco High School track athlete testified. Now, the next witness to testify was the 17-year-old student from Frisco High School who was at the April 2nd, 2025 track meet. The witness said he was standing by the gates of the Kendall Stadium and had a limited views of the commotion in the bleachers. Everybody was standing up, and I saw everybody get pushed or get punched. I don't know which. He told the defense attorney. On the cross-examination, the prosecutor had a witness admit that he does not remember all of the details from that day and of his memories. He did not fully lined up for the video evidence. So where is the video evidence at? Where is the video evidence? That's what I want to know. Did anybody use their cell phones to record? That's what I want to know. Did everybody have cell phones to record this happening? Now the Frisco PD detective briefly testifies. Now, this is the detective. After the short break for the jury, the defense called its next witness, Frisco Police Detective Brew Riley. Riley is on the Crime Against Children Unit and was called out for the stadium on the day of the stabbing and interviewed some of the witnesses in that field, housed near the football field. Now, one of the witnesses was a memorial track athlete who knew Karmelo Anthony and was talking to him under the tent. He revealed that the student's cell phone to check his camera roll, text messages on Snapchat account. Riley also called the search through the phone through the defense attorney was also had an officer to confirm that Anthony's knife was legal to carry in the Texas into stadium. Now, the knife was legal. He had every right to carry that knife. But the point is, how big was that knife? Now I'm gonna tell you one thing. How did the hell that a 200-pound linebacker got stabbed with a knife and got out this world? How the hell did that happen when you stab him? Because Austin Metcalf is a big guy. He wasn't no little bitty guy. Now the point is, how big was Karmelo Anthony? How big is his knife? Because it's got to be big enough to take his big ass in. Hit the like button. It's big enough to take Austin Metcalf in. Because Austin Metcalf like 200-some pounds, 6 foot, I think 6'4", 200-some pounds. But he was a linebacker. And also his twin brother too. They was linebackers. Now, prosecutors pressure witnesses to inconsistencies in his testimony. Now, on cross-examination, a prosecutor confronted that the witness over how his testimony did not line up with the prior statements made to the police and the prosecution. So the prosecution, you had a few things wrong that we was talk about. Is that right? Witness, yes, sir. Prosecution, your attested statement to the police that you saw Karmelo Anthony surrounded, he had to be after the stabbing. The witness says yes. Now the prosecution, and when you saw the video, your eyes was open to actually happen. Is that right? The witness said yes. And the prosecutor also was asked, Mike, in comparison when we first met, you thought when you saw people surrounding Karmelo Anthony, it was before the stabbing. Yes, sir. So now, I don't know if it was raining or not. It said it was raining. Somebody had called Karmelo Anthony over there. They was talking, and then I guess somebody came over. That's what that boy approached him, told him he cannot stand there. I don't know what was going on. Now, here we go, another question. The prosecution asked the witness that was accurate after the stabbing. The witness responds, I could not really tell. Prosecution again. What? No, you know you're wrong. Yes, sir. And the prosecution also says, did play the surveillance video from the stadium that shows the witness was not looking at the Memorial High School tent at the time of the stabbing. So the prosecution wanted the witness to show the video. So now, the next person. The next person, witness, Karmelo Anthony was distracted at the stabbing. I told him not to touch me. So Karmelo Anthony told Austin Metcalf not to touch him. He said he'd touch him again and see what happens. So I guess he went in there and got a knife out of some kind of way. Because if you touch me, you see what's gonna happen. So you never know. It could be a threat. Some people think it's a threat, and some people not think it's a threat. So now here it is. After Austin Metcalf with a stab wound, the witness said he saw Karmelo lightly jogging to another part of the bleachers. Now the defense, did you see him when he stopped? Witness, he is crying, and there was a coach to confront him. I said this thought, it is the best way to describe it. The defense asked the witness, did it look like a put on? The witness responds, I said everything going on was very, very real. Now, defense asks another question. You could hear him crying. The witness says, yes, sir. I heard him saying, I told him not to touch me. Now, the defense, how was he distraught? The witness, He was very distraught. Now, the witness also Central Track team did not have a tent. So they said it didn't have it. Now the weather for April 2nd, 2025 track meet was raining. So it was raining that day. So Karmelo Anthony went in the tent to get out the rain because it was raining that day. It was coming down. And they had a delay because they was going to play football that day, that particular day. And Austin Metcalf supposed to go against Karmelo Anthony on that team. So Karmelo Anthony was from a away team, and Austin Metcalf was the home team. Hit the like button. So now the witness testified that the Central Track team was hanging out in the dugout of the adjustment baseball field while waiting for to determine if they would be rain delayed. The team has to leave the dugout, but they didn't have a tent at this point. The rain was mostly died down, and the team went out on the field to warm up, the witness said. The rain then started to pick back up, so it started back raining again after it stopped the first time. And then the team experienced the witnesses that he saw Karmelo Anthony in the bleachers under the Memorial High School tent, which is looked crowded underneath. Everything was completely normal, he said, until he heard a lot of yelling. So they got to argue now. Soon they turned around, they got to argue. But remember, the rain had stopped and then started back when they went out there to warm up for the game. So they went out there and go back out there. When they turned around, they heard a lot of arguing. Everything was completely normal, said, until he heard a lot of yelling. And I heard louder voices over there. When I looked over there, people weren't facing the field anymore. They was looking back. He said the witness said that he had started walking towards the tent and saw arms go out and made contact with Karmelo. It got super loud and people started standing there were like, what happened? He said, what I saw was Austin pull up his shirt, said he had got stabbed. So now, here's 9:15 a.m. Now, they got into it and Karmelo Anthony stabbed him. And that's when he pulled up his shirt, said he got stabbed. Wherever he got stabbed at, he got stabbed once. And all those people, when you hear a lot of yelling, y'all should have ran over there to break the fight up. That's what they should have did. They should have ran over there and break the fight up. The coaches should have been there to break the fight up. The coaches should have told him he couldn't stand over there because remember, at the end of the day, that's another student. A student cannot tell another student what to do. It's going to take a teacher, a coach, a principal, and a school police. Hit the like button. It's going to take the school police and everybody to tell him that he cannot stand there. Now, 9:15, this the next day. Another student witnessed off testimony on Monday morning. Now, the jury returned to the courtroom by 9:08 a.m. The defense witnessed that the stay is the 17-year-old student at Frisco ISD Centennial High School was a teammate of Karmelo Anthony, was on the football and track team. Then 9:07 a.m., prosecutors was meeting with Austin Metcalf's parents before testimony resumes. After the day, and full of witnesses on Saturday that Karmelo Anthony's trial took a break on Sunday and scheduled to resume at 9 a.m. on Monday. With packed courtroom awaiting the judge and jury prosecutors has been modeling of Austin Metcalf's parents to follow them outside the courtroom for a private meeting, and it's unclear what the meeting's about. I'm going to tell you one thing. Let me tell you something. Let's stop right here. Let's stop right here. We're gonna move today. Let's stop right here. The reason why they ain't letting no black people, when it's letting African American, I'm gonna tell you why. Because if Karmelo Anthony's family goes in the courtroom, they will end up getting into it. They gonna end up sharing words back and forth. Because I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you this. That's why they didn't want African Americans. They didn't want no blacks. It was two of them, and they trying to fight it, but the judge dismissed it, and they still could not go inside, even though he's trying to fight for a witness. They was trying to fight for the witness. They was gonna be on the list for the jury, and they had all those people, and all those people was white, so they feel like they tampering the jury. They in her tampering. So now, if if Karmelo Anthony's parents, mom, dad, brother, and all of them would have went up in there, then it could be a back and forth argument. It could be something like that, because you got to understand, those courtrooms have a whole bunch of episodes, so they cannot face each other in court, and they gonna most likely go to defend Karmelo Anthony. So now they all standing outside the courtroom. They have to stand all the way outside. They can't even go in. They can't even go inside the courtroom. Now this is day 3. Karmelo Anthony trial, emotional testimony, graphic autopsy details. Now Karmelo Anthony trial continued Saturday, and it took almost 9 hours with dozens of witnesses at Collin County's courthouse. Many of them broke down in tears while testifying. Anthony is charged with stabbing the death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco track meet on April 2025. They want Karmelo Anthony to be facing doing time. They want to give him some time. Right now, they wish he was guilty. They want him to be guilty. Now, the prosecutor rested after calling 21 witnesses. The defense then began to present its case. Some of the most gripping testimony came from the mental examiner. The judge warned the courtroom that the information would be graphic, promoting Metcalf's family to leave the courtroom. So Austin Metcalf's family had to leave the courtroom. You see the difference? So everything knew what's going on. Everything knows about stuff was happening in those schools. And they go and bring guns, knives, all this other stuff to the school, because they know exactly what they trying to do. I'm gonna tell you one thing. They should have started putting up them metal detectors and not allow students to go in there with them knives and guns. I'm telling you the fact. Everything got so twisted in America that it's going to be some type of scenario. But let me tell you one thing. He's going to plead, if they're going to plead him guilty, and he's probably going to get a deal to get a lesser, I'm going to say he probably going to take a deal to get a lesser charge if he plead guilty. Well, I'm saying, won't you plead guilty and we'll give you 20 years. You'll be else parole in 10, 15, 12 years. You'll be out in 12 years. Because if they sitting here having this case over and over and over, they're going to be tired of this case. We're going to get tired of this. So we're going to say, you know what? Let him plead, let him go ahead and give him a deal or whatever like that. But if he pleaded guilty, he's going to face 99 years It was another rumor. He's going to end up facing 99 years. But at the same time, if this boy walked free, from all this, and you in the courtroom full of hunkies, they gonna be pissed. They gonna be pissed off. They gonna be kind of mad because this boy walked free. Think of O.J. Simpson when he killed Nicole and Rod Goldman. And he beat a double murder. Here in California, he beat a double murder. Them hunkies was hot as fish grease. Hit the like button. They was hot as fish grease. They was mad. So they trying to find other stuff to pin OJ on. And that's where they put him on that goddamn robbery in Las Vegas. Hit the like button. So I'm going to tell you one thing. If he beat this case, they're going to try to see if they can put some other stuff on him. They're going to pin some stuff on him. But I'm going to tell you the same thing. He's not going to be able to play football. His career is over. He's not going to be able to play football or no other sports. This is what's going to happen. Another thing, they're going to end up leaving Texas. And they're going to end up going somewhere else. I'm just telling you the fact. Now, if he's so dumb enough to stay in Texas, nigga, you must be the dumbest boy in the world. Because you beat a case, a strong case, that if you come at me talking about don't put your hands on me, in Texas, you're right. Texas, you got a right to defend yourself in the state of Texas. You got a right to defend yourself. You got a right to carry that weapon with you. Because you got people out here, won't try to do something to you and try to put their hands on you. Hit the like button. So I don't think he's not going to do 99 years at this point. He's not going to do 99 years. So I'm dead serious. So now I'm going to tell you another thing. The team's witnesses about Karmelo Anthony and says after the break, the 17-year-old from Frisco Memorial returned to the stand and said he called 911. The prosecutor asked him to demonstrate the stabbing motion that pressed him on he believed was in the right. I think Karmelo Anthony was in the wrong, the team said. When they asked whatever Karmelo Anthony provoked the confrontation, he said yes. So the courtroom was on 12-minute pause, 12-minute recess, beginning at 4:54 p.m. Now, let me tell you one thing. Witness describes friendly interaction before confronting escalate at Frisco Memorial tent. Now here it is. These are the people who was asking. The new defense witness, a 17-year-old male student from Frisco Memorial, another 17-year-old. He took the stand as the testimony continues. The defense. It was raining hard enough for people to be under the tent. Yes. I want to talk about Melo's coming to the tent. It was clear Eddie knew Melo. Yes. Eddie knew Melo. Defense asks from Melo entered the tent and interacted with Eddie. It was clear they knew each other. Yes. So Karmelo Anthony saw Eddie at the tent. He went to talk to Eddie. So now the witness says yes. The defense asked, Eddie called Karmelo over to the tent. Yes. The interaction between Eddie and Melo was friendly. Yes, sir. That's the witness. Now the defense asks, the interaction between Eddie and Melo was friendly. Yes, sir. Again. Now the defense asks, after Eddie called him over, Melo sat down. Yes. Now the defense asks, by 5 minutes, friendly talk, no one expressed a problem with Melo being there. No. So do you recall the first person said, Melo, who are you? Witness says, Hunter Metcalf. Defense, Hunter is a big guy. See, Hunter was another big old another linebacker. Witness, you could say that the defense asked him at the time of the event, Austin was a little bigger. Now, Austin Metcalf was a little bigger than Hunter. And the witness responds, I say sustainably bigger. The defense asked, I believe you told the Detective Hunter did not tolerate being disrespectful. The witness, yes. Defense, so Hunter tells Melo to leave. Witness, yes. Melo says, no one has a problem being with me there besides you. Witness responds, yes. Defense, at this point, Austin and Hunter stand up. They has been seated. Witness, yes. The defense says, if you put Melo and Austin next to each other, Melo is smaller. Witness, yes. Defense, do you remember telling the detective you need to move before I beat your ass? The witness, I don't recall saying that. Now, the defense approached the witness with papers. The witness agreed that Austin said something like that or something similar about wanting to beat his ass. Now, the defense asked, Austin is standing up, Melo was seated. Yes. The defense asked, when Melo reaches into his bag after Austin mentioned something about wanting to beat his ass? The witness says yes. Now, defense. Austin called his bluff and say, I know you don't have anything in that bag. The witness says yes. So Austin told Karmelo Anthony, oh, you ain't got nothing in that bag. The defense says for Austin to make his way to Melo, he had moved up to 5 rows. The witness, yes. The defense asked him another question. Austin take a step or two, and then they talk and that continues. Witness, yes. Now the defense asks another question. All this time, Austin is moving close to Melo. Melo was seated with his hand in his bag. Don't come closer to me. He said yes. The witness responded, yes, sir. The defense says, Melo says, as long as you don't touch me, we're cool, or don't touch me. The witness responds, yes. Defense says, you told the detective Austin, reach up and take Karmelo on the shoulder. Melo was still seated. The witness says yes. Then the defense says, there's touch and there was a grab. The witness, yes. The defense says, Austin grabbed with both hands. Witness says, both of his hands were in motion. The defense asks, Austin reaches for Melo. At this point, Melo's hand came out the bag. Yes. So when he stuck his, because Melo had his hand in that bag, so he had that knife already. He had that blade already, his hand ready to take it out. So I believe he took that thing out and he stabbed him after he put his hands on him. Let me tell you one thing. None of this wouldn't happen if when that boy never opened his mouth. You could have let him stay in the rain, but at the same time, people got a habit of going over there, bothering people, messing with them, and go over there and try to test this person's ability. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing. If this boy is not gonna do 99 years, he's not gonna do that much time. He probably, if he pleaded guilty, he's going to at least do not too long. I'll say to 5 or 10 to 15 years. That's all I can tell you. So we're going to do some more updates about this. Thank you for watching Reality Talk News.